In the whole month of August, Columbia got 4 inches of rain, which looks like this. According to Westhoff, the night before he got to Hawaii, they got 20 inches of rain, which is almost to the top of this tire. As you can see, the hill to the home is up a steep hill and on a gravel road. Just a few hours ago, I was up the road at Mizzou Arena where fans were going to the basketball game when they heard about the announcement of quarterback Kelly Bryant transferring to Mizzou. These new amenities in the south end zone include a club on the second level that is the biggest fan club in the state, and a field level entrance where players and fans can interact with each other as the Tigers take the field. Now, as you can see here on their website, Project Veritas said a couple of hours ago it has no connection to Josh Hawley's campaign. Another Washington liberal and the Potomac two-step. Those are two phrases used frequently by both Josh Hawley and Senator Claire McCaskill. Now, before President Trump was even in this building, he announced William Barr as his next Attorney General. This comes just a month after Matt Whitaker was announced acting Attorney General to replace Jeff Sessions. President Trump made the announcement earlier today that William Barr will be his new Attorney General. Barr served as Attorney General under President George H.W. Bush.
He demonstrated an unwavering adherence to the rule of law, which the people in this room like to hear.
Acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker was in Kansas City today to congratulate William Barr.
Bill is supremely qualified, highly respected at the Department of Justice, and will continue to support the men and women in blue.
When President Trump made it into Kansas City, he talked about protecting law enforcement through Project Safe Neighborhoods.
We increased funding for Project Safe Neighborhoods to $50 million this year, and we're asking Congress to add an additional increase for next year that will happen.
And how he wants to reform the current prison system.
We all benefit when those who have served their time can find a job, support their families, and stay the hell out of jail, right?
The president also told the people about his meeting with the Chinese president in Argentina.
President Xi agreed to criminalize and make all fentanyl in China controlled, meaning it's a controlled substance.
His final focus was he wanted to protect law enforcement and citizens in the United States. He says this is hard to do with issues at our borders.
Congress must fully fund border security in the year ending funding bill. We have to get this done.
Trump raved over the job law enforcement is doing for the nation. He says law enforcement is the sole reason Americans feel safe.
You are the ones making America stronger and prouder and safer.
Now, Barr will not be able to become Attorney General until the beginning of next year. William Barr also wrote an op-ed piece in the Washington Post praising President Donald Trump for firing FBI Director James Comey. Live in Kansas City, I'm Jared Austin, KMUA News. According to Lime, the company left this week to figure out a deal with the city and Mizzou. Lime scooters were taken off the streets on December 10th, but that hasn't stopped the competition from sticking around.
At this time that they were going to be pulling out of the Columbia market for a couple of weeks.
Lime announced earlier this week they were leaving Columbia for a while. One Mizzou student says they won't be missed over the holiday break.
I think because it's the winter, it's not really out of character for these companies to pack up and sort of like stop operations.
While Lime takes time to figure things out with the city, Bird scooters will still be scattered around town. Bird has an agreement with the city reached after the company had been here for some time. The city wants to do the same thing with Lime.
We have been working with them to establish an agreement. It would be very, very similar to the agreements that we already have established with Bird.
Bird hasn't been consistent making sure users obey the rules it agreed to with the city. Now, what Bird has agreed to is to make sure that not too many of its scooters are on the same street corner and to make sure that none of them are on the ground getting in the way for walkers. Now, earlier today, as you can see, there are 5 birds right behind me laying on the ground on the sidewalk. Some may wonder if Lime will be more consistent if it does stick around.
As long as the city puts their foot down and sort of says, these are the things that we've set out, and if you don't do these things, we're going to follow through with the clauses in our contract that are allowed to us. I think that we'll be okay.
Now I'm going to have my live op Stephanie show you right here. It has been 4 hours since I was out here, and these Bird scooters are still on the ground. And according to J.J. Musgrove, who is the deputy city manager, he says this is a direct violation of the agreement Bird made with the city. Live in Columbia, Jared Austin, KMUA News.